Hi everyone, Peter here. I once again apologize for a very late upload. As you probably are aware from earlier episodes in this theme, I've been doing charity shoutouts in the beginning of each episode, so for this last shoutout, I would like to just say, go support your local animal shelter. Look it up on Google in the local area and just give a little donation if you can, or volunteer, or whatever you can do to help. I can also recommend for Orange County Animal Shelter, the Pet Alliance here in Orlando, Florida. It recently, as we mentioned before, did catch fires, so if you would like to help that out as well, help them out, I'm sure it'll be much appreciated. With that all in mind, and again, sorry for the late upload, Merry Christmas, hopefully you had a great Christmas. On with the episode! Welcome to Review-O-Meter! I'm your host, Peter. Thank you for listening into this podcast where we watch 4 random titles and rank them within one random theme. This month, our theme is Holiday Specials on Disney+. Today, we are joined by Michael Shang.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
And that is all who we are joined by. Scheduling is tight around the holidays, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Everyone's rushing, doing their Christmas shopping, getting some hot cocoa.
But we're still going to have a great time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure the two of us will have plenty to say.
Yes. Well, depending on what we spin.
Oh, yep, this could be one of our shortest ones if that's the case. I don't know, we somehow managed to really stretch out Star Wars blips, so who's to say?
True. Very true.
All right, with that all in mind, it has come to that time where we activate the Review-O-Meter shuffler and see which title we will be reviewing. And it broke.
Oh no.
Do you have the instructions on you?
I think so. Let me check. Okay. Oh, here it is. It's all the way. Okay, I got it. There. That should do it.
And the winner is
Twas the Night.
Twas the Night.
Oh no, I have no idea what this is.
What is this? 2001?
Okay.
Is this a Disney Channel movie or?
It looks like it, but it does have
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What?
Interesting. What? He's in a Santa suit, so.
I'm a little interested.
Is he gonna play Santa? Is this another Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
Maybe he's just trying to be a good dad. Trying to, he's probably the kind of dad that always messes up, who has to get Christmas right, kind of like Jingle All the Way style.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely around Malcolm in the Middle time. Well, maybe towards the end of it. Somewhere before his drug addiction, not drug addiction, but drugs, Breaking Bad, drug selling.
So looking at the description, he's a con artist.
Oh yeah, let's read this. Let's read the description.
Yes. So Twas the Night is when Santa Claus is accidentally knocked out on Christmas Eve. Danny and his con artist uncle Nick take it upon themselves to deliver the gifts. But while Danny is driving the sled, Nick steals from the neighbors. Can Danny show Nick the error of his ways and save Christmas at the same time?
We gotta save Christmas. Like all those other specials. So, okay, it seems like it's another one of those Santa Christmas type movies.
Yeah.
Where he definitely is an existing character.
Yes.
I honestly have no real preconceptions with this.
So this is a good thing that we both have no idea. We've never seen this, so it should be...
I'm open for whatever happens.
Same.
Well, with that all in mind, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around and we'll come back with our thoughts and review of Twas the Night after these messages. You are a deeply distrusting person, and I respect it. We're alike in a lot of ways, but my product is highly rated. Nothing even compares. It's the perfect present to find in your stocking Christmas morning. Say my name. It's a Walter White Christmas crushed up candy cane crystal bag. Aren't you glad? We're making more. Making Glad Breaking Bags. Get it in stores today. A Christmas jingle on PJM Entertainment's YouTube channel. Go check it out today. I mean, if you want to, no pressure. I directed it, wrote the songs. 2 other Review-O-Meter cast members were in it, so if you want to check it out, yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead. PJM Entertainment, YouTube. Guess what, everyone? Review-O-Meter is now on Twitter. Follow and receive alerts of when a new podcast episode is released. Participate in future activities such as polls to help us decide which streaming titles to watch in our future episodes. Follow Review-O-Meter at Review-O-Meter. That's Review-O-Meter without hyphens in the username. And we're back from watching Twas the Night, which is indeed a Disney Channel original movie. I have looked it up during the watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I'm surprised I've actually never seen this one as a Disney Channel original movie. I used to watch all the Disney Channel original movies growing up, and this was, like, in my time for sure. And how did I grow up with Ultimate Christmas Present but not ever seen this film? I honestly don't know. I thoroughly enjoy it, like I said. Shang, what do you think?
Michael Shang won't be visiting us anymore. He's,
What?
as you say, currently away.
Who's this?
It is I.
I don't know who you are, but your mic sucks. Can you fix that? We have a show that we need to keep professional.
How about this? Is this better?
No, this is bad. That is very
Okay.
staticky. Why are you trying to ruin my show? Where's Michael Shang? Shang.
He has disappeared for the time being.
It sounds really creepy.
It's supposed to be very creepy.
I am very
Anyway,
concerned.
it is I. I have finally joined the stream after
We have Bret, everyone.
thousands a year. Hello.
For the first time, Bret has joined the show, which he has been on our Discord server for quite some time, lingering, going in and out whenever we do these recordings every Monday
Lurking in the
night.
shadows.
Okay, joke's over. Bring up Michael Shang.
He probably fell asleep.
He can't. How would Twas the Night make anyone fall asleep? I mean, that was actually a really good watch.
Maybe it's just work things. I don't know.
How do
I'm
you
just-
not fall asleep during Babes in Toyland, but fall asleep during Twas the Night? If that's the case, that's a very big question, and I'm concerned now.
How do you fall asleep during Babes in Toyland? I mean, that was the best movie ever.
Oh, you really like it, don't you?
That Barnaby is a classy villain there.
I'll give you that. I did very much compliment Barnaby. I felt like in that chat, I was definitely the one praising the movie, but I can't praise that movie. It wasn't a great movie, but it had elements that I can highly appreciate for giving effort.
Versus a lot of the movies that were coming around that time. That was a good movie. I mean, I don't remember what year that came out. Can you remember?
1961.
Let's see, what movies came out in
Mary
1960?
Poppins is pretty close. I just want to add that. We're not talking about Babes in Toyland. We have talked about Babes in Toyland a few episodes ago. Today we are talking about Twas the Night, starring Bryan Cranston, who I have to say did a phenomenal job in that role of a con man, but kind of giving off a new range that I've never seen Bryan Cranston perform before. It felt very Jim Carrey-esque, but his own thing as well. You've seen Twas the Night, right? I mean, what do you think?
I enjoyed Bryan Cranston. I mean, I think that's straight up coming from doing Malcolm in the Middle and everything. So, like, it was different. It was different for him to play a con man, hippy dippy type dude.
All over the internet, all the ads for Twas the Night introduce him as Malcolm in the Middle's Bryan Cranston. Yeah, today they would not say that.
No, they would probably. I don't know. I don't know if they would talk about
Disney Channel.
Breaking
You're
Bad.
right.
They
Maybe not
wouldn't
on
talk about Breaking
Disney
Bad.
Channel.
They would probably just go back to saying
Mhm.
Malcolm in the Middles. I mean, think about it. All the people from actually Malcolm in the Middle that actually then went on and kind of had a big career after Malcolm in the Mirror in the middle. Wow.
Words are hard.
My brain
All
is
three of
running
them.
on like my brain is like running on some things.
This show's running on some things. First off, where's our other guest? How do you lose a person? This is a shame. Everyone wanted to hear our thoughts and reviews, both me and Michael Shang, and he's not here.
I'm sure he's all right. I'm sure he has a very logical reason not to be here right now. But also, at least I finally showed up for a change.
Well, I guess the review will have to continue on, and if Michael Shang rejoins in the server later, then yeah. But other than that, let's continue talking about Twas the Night. So, Twas the
Yeah.
Night, it opens with this family where we see that the older brother is kind of a scammer that you can already tell, yeah, this kid's on the naughty list, and his parents are having troubles with him, but he's all like, man, none of you understand me. Uncle Nick understands me. My Uncle Nick is my favorite uncle. I wish I can like go live with him alone. Kind of giving me Aaron Davis vibes, just like Miles and
Typical,
Aaron from Spider-Verse vibes.
typical teen angst.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds you of like Santa Claus 2 in a way. You know, that Charlie kind of got a little angsty. It's like, "You're never here for me, Dad. So I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I'm doing this because." It kind of reminds me of that type of angst.
But what I was saying earlier is that it gives off the impressions of just like the relationship Miles had with his uncle in Spider-Verse, as well as Aaron Davis's relationship with his brother, Miles, his father.
Hmm.
Because you can tell that the dad in this film is kind of like, my brother's a troublemaker. Like, yes, I love my brother. He's family, and I don't want you to hate him. And he does care about you guys, but don't let him be a role model. But the I think his name's Danny, the older brother in this film.
Oh God,
He
that's
totally sees the uncle as a role model, and he kind of feels like no one else understands him. So when his uncle Nick comes visits for the holidays, he stays at their house, and I guess the parents are a little concerned, like, oh, we don't want him, we really don't want to leave him alone with the kids, and when they have to, because the parents are off to some sort of retreat at the hospital or something that they're volunteering at, or maybe it's a gala that they're going to. Didn't really catch that. Oh, I know it had something to do with the hospital, so I'm assuming one of them works there.
it's been a while since I seen it, but like it's still kind of fresh in the back of my mind about it.
Well, it's still fresh in my mind, so um but yeah, they definitely were going out somewhere, and they were hesitant on leaving the kids alone with, their Uncle Nick,
Well,
but
doesn't Uncle Mick like doesn't he leave the prison? Like, didn't he just get off out of jail in this movie in the beginning? I think.
was that jail? I thought they were just going through a heist.
Well,
And he got away because that was his crew was after him, by the way. So before he ended up at their house, he was kind of like running off from his old gang, who I think were like, they're gonna kill him basically. He owes them money or something. He's duped them before, and they're tired of him. And he managed to sneak himself into a bathroom stall where he sees a guy in a Santa suit, you know,
and
taking
then
a
he
piss,
becomes
and he totally steals his Santa suit to walk out free. And so he arrives at the family home dressed as Santa, and he makes a little joke about it, like, I have come, ho ho ho. But of course, in the night, as Uncle Nick is supposed to be watching the kids, something
he
something happens. He gets a little like video call from his gang, and they can tell where the address that he's calling from. And
yeah.
weirdly, I can't even explain how in 2001 this is possible, but he clicks and drags an icon from the desktop onto the video screen to cause them to have a virus on their end. Yeah, I don't know. And to make it even funnier, the virus icon was literally just a skull and crossbones. Yeah.
Sammy, I'll teach those guys skull and crossbones virus. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm getting kind of reminded about what this movie was fully about. It was the second Christmas-themed Disney Channel original movie, preceded by The Ultimate Christmas Present. I
Speaking
did
of
not
the
know that.
ultimate Christmas present, that is what we reviewed last time.
So that
Technology is a
kinda-
very what was that?
That's kind of a cool thing that I did not know.
Yeah. And technology is a very present thing in this film, which honestly holds it down from being timeless. Unlike
Yeah.
the ultimate Christmas present, where I didn't really feel like there was a lot of technology other than like the weather machine. And that really holds up. I can watch that every year. This movie, it's gonna be one of those movies where you can tell this was definitely made in the very start of the 2000s.
Well, I mean, it's like, I think as time goes on and as, technology gets more and more advanced and, we're going to realize a lot of the stuff that, even in Elf, like, yeah, it's still a classic movie and everything, but eventually there's either going to be a sequel, reboot, or, a full, like, something with that movie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in the way they use technology. It's not that I don't mind if they have like phones that look like they're from the 90s and it's when they actually make technology kind of a big presence in the story. Like take Santa's Sleigh for example. Oh my god, that thing was filled with all these computer screens and all that. And you can just tell pretty similar to Jurassic Park with the computer screen and the Jeeps. You can tell like, oh, that's supposed to be a futuristic thing, but oh man, it still feels like 90s. Even though it's a touchscreen in Jurassic Park, it's still the 90s of a computer right there. Graphics and everything.
Bringing it back to the first Santa Claus movie.
So
CD player, compact disc.
yeah,
And lines like, we're getting the Disney Channel now. Merry Christmas. Like, people don't realize that Disney Channel used to be a premium channel.
it's the thing with the Santa Claus also. That one little thing you just mentioned with the CD cookie thing in the slate, that wasn't a big presence in the story. That was just a fun little gag.
Yeah.
I don't think technology really pushed that story, so
No.
that one still feels time. I mean, obviously it's the 90s. You can't question it with the fashion choices and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's still
even
like a
this,
story that can continue on.
yeah, I mean, this movie was like, here's the story. We don't really need to see, more of this story. Now, I would like to see Disney kind of reboot this maybe for, Disney Plus. It would be an interesting one to do for Disney Plus, especially after their Under Wraps remake. Like,
I
they
have
could
not
still,
seen that.
I still recommend it. It
Okay.
changes. It changes some. Who?
Who
Who's
is this Michael Shang?
Oh, you're wrong. It's me.
Chris. Yo, what is Michael
Chris?
Shang? How come, why is everyone now
What-
joining, but the one guest
what-
that said yes and was here for the beginning is not here anymore?
What happened? What did you do to Michael Shank? Says boxes going around in circles.
Chris, you
Huh?
there? Did we
I'm
lose you
back.
too?
Hello.
There we go.
He's
That's
here.
better.
He's here. He's not there.
He keeps falling into the nether. If you see Michael Shang, tell him we're waiting. Chris, have you seen Twas the Night?
No.
Okay, if you're staying in this
Awesome,
server, I guess you
awesome,
can
welcome.
listen to me and Brett talk about it.
Awesome. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about Twas the Night, starring Bryan Cranston
So we were just talking about how
from
the
2001.
Santa Claus also holds up as a movie, but still is very knowledgeable as a 90s film. This movie is very much like the first Santa Claus, as well as How the Grinch Stole Christmas, because
Oh.
the plot really kicks when Santa crashes on their roof because of that virus Bryan Cranston sent out, or I mean Uncle Nick sent out.
Yes, I
And caused
forgot
the
about that.
it caused the sleigh to crash on their roof. And Santa is able to use like technology to freeze time in every home he enters to be able to go in and out nonchalant.
God, I
But
forgot about that.
there's and he also gives presents from his,
Oh,
out
okay.
of his
Okay, so
pocket. They're just like
typical
little,
Santa stuff.
It's the Santa stuff,
yeah, the Santa stuff. But
and then he disappears.
yeah, and he can also like shrink down presents and regrow them using like, I don't know, some sort of Pym tech technology. I just said tech and technology together back to back. Yeah. So
Well, you gotta turn it for W for Wumbo.
he accidentally unfreezes time because he dropped his little gadget, and Uncle Nick and Danny instantly see Santa just standing in their room, and
That's terrifying.
Santa collapses. He faints or something and hits his head on
That's really
the chimney.
terrifying.
Yeah. So he knocks out, and Bryan Cranston's character, Nick, goes up on the roof and sees the sleigh, and he basically hijacks the sleigh. Well, before he does that, he comes back down and like informs Danny, his nephew, about, yeah, the sleigh's real up there. This is the real Santa. We can't just like let him not do Christmas. We need to save Christmas. Wink, wink. Because his idea is, have Danny pilot the sleigh so he can go to all the rich houses and steal from them.
So basically,
Nightmare Before
a year
Christmas.
without a Santa Claus, but the Grinch.
Oh, but the Grinch too.
Yeah, basically, honestly. And that's where
Santa
I think
Claus is
comedy really comes
sad.
in. That's
Santa
where the
Claus is
comedy
sad.
really comes in, because it was honestly a pretty funny film. And Bryan Cranston, you really sold it. Well, not just Bryan Cranston. I really have to give this cast a lot of credit. Even the young girl, Danny, the dad for sure. Oh, when the dad got mad at his brother for being a terrible role model, and he just like kind of used a stern voice to, yell at his brothers, to yell at Nick's name. And yeah, even I felt like, ooh, things got real and awkward in that room.
Look, I'll go to bed when you want me to
Get
go to bed.
to your room right now. Now, you should be totally grounded for all the stuff you pulled today. Come on, let's go.
Anyways, the younger brother, Peter, that was his name.
Oh, you?
Yeah. Nope.
So
him.
you were in this movie too?
So Peter, child actors, I get it. They're sometimes a little tough to work with, but you can find some good ones, even with the kind of Disney Channel budget movie that they, had for Disney Channel. This kid, he clearly is trying to act cute, kind of like Mr. Boogedy style with that young kid. Like,
talking like cute, trying to sound cute to make me seem more believable as a little kid.
But this kid, not only was he doing that lisp thing, he was also adding a freaking English accent to his role. Why? This is not England. Your family's not British. Can you just focus, or at least go home and they can bring another character? So yada yada yada, make this whole summary short. Yes, they go to all the big mansions and they steal from them, and Nick is able to kind of trick his nephew into believing that they're saving Christmas, but really he's just robbing every house he gets. And of course, Danny finds out. He also learns that he's on the naughty list through Santa's computer. And, he feels betrayed, so he kind of gets a taste of his own medicine of how he treats the rest of his family and siblings. And it doesn't feel good for him. It stings. And sadly, his uncle still doesn't really see an effort to try to be good at this time, where he hops out of the sleigh while Danny flies the sleigh to go back home. In the middle of all that, though, Santa reawakens, and the two other siblings tie him up, thinking, this is some crazy guy, who, as they should believe, is a crazy guy, but then trust him immediately to help him find his sleigh. So
You gotta trust strangers.
I really now take that back. I don't think Disney will ever remake this movie.
But this leads to my favorite scene of the entire movie. So Santa ends up driving their family car and drives around town looking for Nick and Danny, or any residents of his sleigh, anywhere around the town. And they run into a bad neighborhood where they see these people graffitiing in this alleyway. And he pops his
Windows
head
up.
out of the car and he asks, "Hey, do you mind handing some directions? And can you also mind moving your car out of the road?" And the kids are telling him, like, "Stop it, Santa. Like, we probably should get out of here." And they come out closer to Santa and they're like, "You think you're being funny, punk?" He's like, "I'm not trying to be funny at the moment," but stuff like that. Where Santa, they're kind of like even threaten the kids. And Santa decides to hop out of the car to have a nice little chat with them. And they're just like, "You want to go, buddy?" And they start putting their fists up in the air. And Santa also starts doing them. Like, what, is Santa about to fight them? Because Santa's kind of playing like Buddy the Elf, where he doesn't understand how people act in the normal world.
Santa's gonna go ho 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 right in your face.
Before we continue, I have an update. Michael Shang has just messaged me that he has not joined yet only because his Wi-Fi is currently out. Oh no.
Oh
Uh,
No, time to get Spectrum. That's
Oh
probably
no, it's time not to get Spectrum, it's time to get Comcast. How about we
Shang,
make
I hope you're able to join.
how about we make our own Wi-Fi server?
yeah.
We don't call it Wi-Fi.
We call it Wi-Fi-o-meter.
Wi-Fi-o-meter coming very soon.
How many bars you
Wait.
got? None.
Why? Because we didn't pay the rent.
Oh, we're supposed to pay for this? Oh, oops. Uh-oh.
What? I can't steal this from my neighbor? Oh no. My neighbor changed the password?
Uh-oh.
We're gonna teach her a lesson.
Hey, teach them a lesson. You don't know who you're stealing from.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Santa, of course, is about to start a fight, but he's also just kind of being all dim-witted. And he doesn't seem like he wants to really fight, but he actually still has the balls to have his fists up. And the kids are like, "Santa, don't fight, don't fight." He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm not gonna fight him." And
I'm
immediately,
just gonna
Santa,
teach him a lesson.
exactly. But the lesson he teaches ends up being a tickle fight. I was very pleasantly surprised with this scene. That was hilarious. I know it sounds pretty dumb. Just listen to this audio of how this whole scene played out. Here we go.
Santa, I don't think that taking the shortcut was such a good idea.
Why not?
Just a hunch.
Nonsense. Excuse me, boys. Would you mind moving your vehicle? I don't think they heard me.
I think they heard you, Santa.
Paisley, what are you doing? I think this boy wants to talk.
Well. What do we have here? Santa Claus and his little elves.
Oh, dear, no. These aren't elves. Elves are actually shorter creatures with pointy ears. Mischievous and disobedient, but inherently kind.
You trying to play games with me, buddy?
Yes,
Would you like to play a game? All right.
What?
Is this some new game I'm not aware of?
Yeah, it's for the Weird and Big Trouble game.
Oh, dear, these are naughty boys.
Yes, they are.
Now, boys! Boys!
Get back here, Santa!
Oh.
Get back! No,
Now, boys.
Oh, big man. Hey, big man, let's see what you got. Look at that, dude.
Now, son, I don't want any trouble.
Okay. Sorry, pal, because trouble's what you got.
I didn't want to have to do this, but...
Cut that out. Now bring it. Let's go. Come on, mess him up. All right, that ain't funny, you know. No, come on.
Come on, you can take him. Get him.
Again. What a tough tickler, man. I swear, you guys tell anybody about this, you're gonna deal with me. And I don't tickle. You're all right, dog. Yeah, How'd you like to join my crew?
Oh, that's very hospitable of you, but we've got to get going. As I said, we have business to conduct.
Oh, you shouldn't be driving around here, man. There's all kinds of creeps running around, you know?
Do you have a better idea?
Santa sounds like a fucking nut.
But it was funny. It was pretty. It's so funny.
Santa turned into a freaking Elmo.
Oh my god.
This is how I always know this group was a group. Between you, Peter, you with Muppets, and then Chris comes out of nowhere with all the Muppets and Fraggle Rock stuff. It's just we're a match made.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, Michael
Finally
Shane,
back.
you're back.
Oh no, he is.
I keep all my Muppets in within arm's reach.
Oh no, he has escaped from the Nether. How dare he?
You escaped Bret's grasp.
Yes. What a journey.
Next time you shan't return.
So
And then sad music plays me off.
we haven't gotten far. I just gave a little synopsis of what this movie is about, but I'm also right now touching up on that scene where Santa Claus starts a tickle fight in the alley, which I said was my favorite scene because I had no idea what direction it was going to go, but I was pleasantly surprised. How about you, Shang? What'd you thought of that scene?
So I don't think I got there yet. I got cut off.
You mean you didn't finish the movie?
No.
Oh no! Christmas is ruined.
Man, this really sounds like a Nightmare Before Christmas.
This stream is going grand today.
We're professional guys.
I've seen it a while ago. Chris has never seen it. Peter just finished.
Chris is basically a distraction, but good commentary for tonight. Michael Shang is kind of be half that since he started it.
Yeah.
Bret is just gonna live off of nostalgia, but not really any fresh take. I'm the only one that's really carrying this review, I guess.
Yes.
They don't call it Review Peter for nothing.
That's what you should just start calling it. Review Peter.
It's Review Peter, and I'm your host, Meter. Review Peter. Right here, we have Peter Parker. And over here, we have Peter Quill. Which one would win in a fight? We actually know because they fought in Infinity War. Hot take over.
It would obviously be Peter Petrelli from Heroes. Hit ABC show from way back when.
You know, them olden days.
Anyways, Twas the Night. If we even have anything to talk about now. I guess I'll continue on with my review. I'll just finish up with my notes. I think I said almost everything, but in the ending in particular, Bret, you can probably help me out here in this.
Yes.
I have in my notes that I wrote, the ending was fine. I did not hate any part of it, but a better ending would have been if Nick returns to the family's house, apologizes, and offers to fix Santa's sleigh, but, with the family and Santa himself having trouble forgiving him, the crew then arrives, and Nick is able to, fight them off and gets rid of them, and then they openly accept his forgiveness. That would have gone better, because the ending we ended up getting was the crew ends up coming to the house before Nick even arrives, but we kind of see Nick in a scene before kind of think about, oh man, maybe what I'm doing is actually kind of wrong. I don't want to be a terrible role model to my favorite person in the family.
The redemption part of that. And it was just it's like, oh man, maybe I should be a good person for a change.
But it wasn't much. We didn't really get a whole moment of that. We just got it in a little smirk, but then his crew kind of rolls up and can't really recognize him because he's still wearing the Santa suit. Yeah. And they ask where the address is that, the family lives at, because that's the address that they were able to track from the virus. And he then realizes, oh no, I better go back and save them. So I think the idea I had would have been played out a little bit better for him to try to really apologize and open up and accept try to get them to accept his apology, then of course still like saving the day. That would
Well,
still be
I mean,
better.
when they probably didn't have like a very good like. All right, so what are we gonna do with his like redemption? Like they probably didn't really think about that because again, this probably was a very quick, oh, we did such a good job with you know,
I don't know. Just because it's a decom doesn't think
an ultimate
it doesn't.
Christmas present. Like, come on.
Even that one has
Ultimate
its
Christmas present.
weird problems, but
It,
I still enjoy it.
It's just because it's because at the time, the writing for a lot of the Disney DComs wasn't that great, in my
You're not
opinion.
wrong. Even though they're good stories or they hold up really well in nostalgia, this is a movie that came out very near Xenon, which again is a fun movie. Good to remember. If it came out today, I'd have been like, this is pretty stupid. Michael Shang, do you have anything you would like to talk about with whatever you saw in this film?
Yeah. Did they ever resolve the two brothers? I have to rewatch
Kinda.
them. Okay.
It's in the ending. Yeah.
Because
So,
like I'm reading the synopsis now just
oh
again
no,
today.
I still want you to get like a full
Yeah.
review, or full opinion just from the
I'll,
movie
yeah.
itself. I guess we don't have the time to hear a review for this episode. Possibly in the next, you can touch up on things if you would like, but
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine. You saw the beginning, so how's
I did see the beginning.
good
I
intro?
mean,
Yeah,
the ending's not that great.
No, the ending was fine.
Okay,
I'm just saying it could have been a little bit better.
Well, it's like a very quick, like, oh, things are all better now.
Yeah, I got cut off right during their journey to the first house, so like rather beginning.
Okay, so you saw their plan unfold.
Yes.
You know that it's how the Grinch Stole Christmas meets the Santa Claus.
Basically, yes. So the things that I wrote down that like intrigued me, one with the hugest thing was reindeer flu, like the biggest thing that they had reindeer flu, and so that I kind of like triggered the whole thing and using technology. I feel like a lot of the movies that we've seen was like Santa hating on technology, blah blah blah, and then it had
I was laughing on screen because that is exactly what I touched up on. I said this movie.
Okay.
I said earlier this movie kind of holds itself back from being a timeless film because it really relied on technology as a big plot device. And yes, Santa himself was not fond of the technology, but his sleigh was full of it. The laptop was hard to look at, honestly.
Oh my goodness, that laptop.
The dumb virus thing icon that they somehow managed to turn that computer into a virus. I don't understand how that works,
like,
but
the drag and drop right onto it to set the virus, but
a skull and crossbones.
The thing, the whole entire, use of a virus to like destroy, stop Santa's sleigh is like the premise of this movie in a way. If you think about it,
it was. So that actually ended up being the resolution to bringing Danny and Nick back home. Was because they were able to take control of the sleigh back through that same virus in the end. I don't know how, but that's what they say.
I think, I mean, they were on I'm guessing a very, not the biggest budget, but the freezing aspect of like Santa's technology, I felt like could have done better because when they were trying to freeze things, you could tell they weren't frozen in a lot of it. So I think it was just a lot of again, this is early 2000s, but
yeah,
I didn't mind like the particles when Santa was coming in, like you could tell terrible CGA, but like that's part of the time. But they didn't even like.
Oh, that was kind of like Wonka television style.
Yes.
Of like how to transport.
Well, I mean, look at all the movies that came out in that year and like all the CGI that was used in those films.
True, but they didn't CGI the freezing aspect or like use technology. They just told the actors like, "Oh, just don't try not to move."
Yeah.
I think they blinked and breathed like through the entirety of it.
They should have went like the free how the parents in Santa Claus 3 freeze. They could have
Yes.
easily done something
Yeah.
practical like that.
Exactly.
God, you bring up the worst Santa Claus film?
Yo, that's my favorite. That's like probably my favorite Santa Claus movie.
You see, your opinion's wrong, and the internet knows it and is trying to shut you up because you're staticky right now.
Listen, you have two comedy power.
Yep, still going.
Tim Allen and Martin Short, like, come on.
I'll just
So-
nod and
Amazing.
say, yeah, I understand.
Going off of
And then
our
you go
last...
back in time.
Yeah. So another thing that I saw, which maybe it's just me, but like I finished up some decorating today, but like this family again, kind of like the last movie, they weren't decorating till Christmas Eve. Is that like a thing?
In
This
the
is
Disney
movie-
Channel universe, I guess.
I mean, I think maybe that was a thing that they did in 2001. I mean,
Hey, maybe everyone was kind of behind on everything in 2001, where it was a little too
Oh,
early to
don't
start
even say it,
celebrating. And
I already know where this is going. I
All right,
already know
moving
where
on.
this is going.
So I would like to
mean-
remind the audience that we do still have Chris in the chat room. He's
I'm
staying
here.
very silent. You are staying very silent, and I can tell it's because you have no opinions of having no content whatsoever on this film. So
You can-
this movie, it's got Christmas in it. It's got Santa. He's a freak. They knocked him out righteously.
shall we introduce your segment that you pitched like 3 episodes back that I don't think we have done?
Oh, he did it last one.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
He did.
I haven't started editing yet. So, anyways, yeah, we can jump into that if you want to introduce us into that segment, Chris.
Yes.
you do have the
This
floor now.
segment is essentially how Christmas is it?
Oh,
Where we go
Christmas.
over.
That's not the theme. I just decided to come up with that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's that theme is more Christmas than Babes in Toyland. So, it's basically just a little sideshow of
Whoa, Bret, you have a hot take on that?
just a little sideshow of how Christmas is a movie or whatever
Bret
we watch.
loves Babes in Toyland, by the way.
Oh, it's got the mustache to prove it.
Barnaby is a classic great villain.
He's kind of a scarecrow.
He's gonna steal the girl and get rid of the boy. He's
For
Sweeney
what
Todd
motive?
that.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just-
odd.
It's just Sweeney Todd.
It is Sweeney Todd. Huh.
The Demon and Barber of Fleet Street.
Babes in
but-
Toyland.
Toyland.
Now,
Anyways, how Christmas is it? Yeah.
let's see. I said for. Oh, I can't even remember anymore. It's been.
Wait, how do we do this? Is it a percentage or is it just
It
like
was-
we
it was
talk
just-
about the
it was,
Christmas aspects?
I know that. Let's see. Babes in Toyland. I did go with saying that it was a bah humbug.
Ooh, okay.
Bah humbug.
Was
Okay.
bad. I know for the ultimate Christmas present, that was a Jingle All the Way because that was a very Christmas themed. I don't remember what what was it? Mary. I think that's just Mary Married It Up was or
Yeah.
Mary Marry It Up.
Yeah, the Shake It Up
Yeah,
episode.
Shake It Up episode. I think was just Merry Christmas. I don't remember.
Well,
This is
if
like-
we're going on those, I would say that Twas the Night was a Deck Your Halls.
I'm gonna say it's Santa. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
by Bryan Cranston.
Or rather,
Actually,
Santa got
the
ran over
sleigh-
by Bryan Cranston.
The sleigh actually didn't have any reindeer on it.
Oh yeah, because they have flu, right? They have the reindeer
Yeah,
flu.
Yep.
kind of like Elf, where they just had reindeerless sleighs where they fly themselves now.
Thick.
No. In Elf they had a sleigh.
Yeah,
It
but the
just
sleigh
lost-
can fly by itself because the
If
Christmas
they
magic
wanted
was
to.
dying.
Yeah, but the reindeer helped.
I thought they were
Christmas
just for
Charlie
show.
Brown?
No, remember you when Buddy found Santa Claus and he's like, "Don't! You're scared of reindeer." And it's just like, "Oh, it's you, Buddy. What are you doing?"
Yeah, and the reindeer were there because it's still part of the
With Chris-
show, but really the sleigh was like doing all the work because the reindeer practically just couldn't fly the sleigh because of the Christmas magic being lacked. Anyways, we're talking about Twas the Night, not Elf. Which I have to say, Elf is my favorite Christmas film. So
Oh, yes, that's such a movie. Anyway, um,
Well, this was a podcast.
what would you describe how Christmas Twas the Night was, Michael Shang?
oh, it was definitely. I'm trying to think of other Christmas songs. It was. Yeah, I can't think of it. It's a Santa baby type of.
Mm,
Yeah, it was definitely.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, a Santa baby type of.
I would just say dashing through the snow, like, so I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. This is a deck your halls or roasting chestnuts, if you ask me.
Roasting
We saw
chestnuts.
Santa get into fights, and we saw Bryan Cranston
I
totally
saw all of
like
that.
commit robbery, and
I saw Daddy punching Santa Claus. Or rather, I saw Santa tickling Daddy.
and this was our segment. How Christmas was, 'twas the night. It was very Christmas, though. I mean, for one thing, yes, again, just like the ultimate Christmas present, Santa was a main character, so it's not like Base of
Listen,
Toyland where it's kind of
as
like
long-
not really, but
As long as they
again-
have Santa Claus, that's all that matters.
That is all
Yeah.
that matters.
Santa was like, as you said, was throwing fists, but also was kind of bumbling around when he got caught too.
yeah, he was
He's
a
just-
fool.
He was literally a fool.
He didn't really understand how to be a human, as I touched up on earlier. It's weird. Shouldn't this guy know everything?
Yeah, I feel like he should. I think he should test out his products and know how to use it before actually going out on the field.
Oh, well, that's the elves' fault. Well, maybe it's him as a boss. maybe
Santa
the elves
Claus,
are
not a
revolting
good
of how he is.
boss.
Yeah. No one wants to work anymore. Ho ho ho.
From what I heard, that was definitely a movie, and Santa Claus was in it.
I personally recommend it. I think I listened to a podcast of this last year, and I've never seen it. I just kind of like enjoyed what people had to say in their review, as I'm sure a lot of you listening do as well. But for this one, I do actually I recommend it. So go ahead, give it a watch. There's other things I also recommend that we've reviewed that I've never seen before, but that I hadn't seen before. I should say. I'm not just reviewing without watching things.
This man right over.
You know, the fact that we're all here together is a Christmas musical.
Oh
Is
yeah,
a Christmas miracle.
Are you
It's
trying
a
to plug
Christmas
something?
miracle in a musical. What?
Are you trying to plug something here, huh? Christmas musical?
Huh? I mean, what I just sang was a pretty good Christmas jingle, which is also a good title for a musical, if you were to ask me. That could be easily turned into a short film on the YouTube platform. Anyways,
absolute.
Yeah, where would
We-
somebody find something this, Christmassy and musical and jingly?
we actually had
And
Bailey on
Petery.
the other night, and I introduced him as one of the star of a Christmas jingle.
I mean, it's facts. It's
I mean,
facts.
yeah, I did that to Yasmin when she first joined too.
Meanwhile,
All right. Anyone have anything else to say for this? Bret, I know it's been a long time since you've seen this film, but
yeah.
any comments you want to make?
I don't know. The ending is a good ending because I don't think we talked about the ending to not spoil it for Michael. But the ending's good. It's kind of like oh, cool, but it's just like, oh, but he's still, he was crappy.
His Grinchy heart, I wouldn't say grew 3 times, maybe just 2 times. I think he's still going to be a man of his ways of conning people, honestly. But hey, that's Bryan Cranston as a whole Jim Carrey style-esque role.
I would love to just hear his opinion on like that role. I feel like he should come to MegaCon.
Bryan Cranston?
Yes.
I mean, he'd probably be more there for Breaking Bad, but sure.
We'll be like, hey,
You'll be the one person to bring up "Twas the Night."
That's like,
do you remember the movie "Twas the Night"? He's like, the one where I got tickled in?
The one
My
that you
favorite
got
role.
taken.
I loved it.
I love Disney film. That's what I wanted. But no, it's good classic Disney movie. Very dated. I have to rewatch it to get a newer perspective on it. But
There was actually a moment that I just want to like quickly point out. They go to the biggest mansion in town in the end of the film, kind of like their last heist, and the whole mansion looked like a castle. Specifically, the same castle used in the Rocky Horror Picture Show as Frankenfurter's mansion.
Interesting.
It could be the same. I'm not saying it is. I tried looking it up, but I saw nothing, and through the two different pictures, it almost lines up, but I'm not quite so sure myself. But I like to think that was the same set, the same location.
I believe it. It would be something that they would do. That's a very lively filming location for a big, glorious mansion. So it
Yeah.
probably is. It probably is the same building.
Michael Shang, do you have any notes?
See, I think that was most of my notes. The music, really dated, but in weird and wonky at
How was
times.
music dated? Well, I guess if it's okay, yeah.
Oh, it sounded very much
I
like
was-
late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, I was thinking
Like-
like musical scores can't be dated, but if it's like, oh, we're listening to like synth
Mm.
music, yeah.
I mean, funny enough, it sounded very much like I haven't watched a lot of the episodes with Malcolm in the Middle, that type of like sitcom type thing with the music, and because it had that
Sure.
guitar. Yeah, I mean, so but overall, I think it was a very a fun movie. The parts that I did watch, and I mean, I would definitely. I mean, I will be, but I think if it was on, I would definitely watch it. I think the parts it did have potential. And yeah, that's my final notes on it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
there's not much you really can go in super
If I
detail
can-
about this.
No, there's not, but there is something we can do. We can compare it. So at this time, it's time to move on to the scale. The scale is a ranking of where we rank our least viewed titles with the title we have just currently watched. So, going around the room here, even though it's gonna be very unfair to Twas the Night, but how would each of you rank the 4 films Babes in Toyland? Well, this is not a film, but Shake It Up, Season 3, Episode 5, Marry It Up, and The Ultimate Christmas Present. And if you have seen enough of Twas the Night, including Twas the Night, oh, this is going to be very wonky. Yeah, okay, least a favorite. Start with Chris, since he has not at all seen Twas the Night.
I think I'm gonna have to go. Let's see. Last would be Babes in Toyland, as always. And I'll put a Marry It Up. I'm gonna assume that Twas the Night was fun. If I would have watched it, I would have enjoyed it much more than those other two. And then The Ultimate Christmas Present, because I actually watched that one, and it was pretty good.
Brett.
Alrighty. So what's the best or best worst? Cause
Go from least favorite to favorite.
So I want to say the Shake It Up episode. I mean, I believe I probably saw it, but I didn't really like Shake It Up to begin with. So that's gonna be low for me. And then I would put Twas the Night my second least. Because I mean, I enjoyed it in a way, and I'm gonna have to rewatch it to, make sure I realize that was the right choice. And then Ultimate Christmas Present is my second favorite, and then Babes in Toyland. Period.
Whoa. Oh, you put Babes in Toyland at
I will
top,
not be
guys.
taking.
Excuse
I-
me.
I will not be taking any comments at this time.
Well, you're gonna get one anyway. Wrong.
Please comment down below. It'll help us be discovered on the Almighty algorithm. Anyways, Michael Sheng, how would you rank
I
them?
like Babes in Toyland just
Brett's still
because of how
speaking.
bad it is.
Oh,
But
okay.
out of
You're
all
right.
the movies,
So you're playing devil's advocate. Come on.
Yeah.
You really
but
gotta play it honest.
it's also a very good storyline. Again, it copies from Sweeney Todd, but it's a kid's version of Sweeney Todd.
I mean, it's plagiarized, but you did really well.
Oh my.
Don't get a Babes in
So,
Toyland too.
ooh, stop. No.
Fansley?
So, I would say this was a tough decision for the bottom of the three and like place 3 and 4. I know I've been saying Babes in Toyland, but I did a quick rewatch of it. Not full. It was like a quick, just make sure because it is a long movie. I would put. I think I'm gonna switch it up and have Shake It Up as my
You
bottom.
shaked it up.
Shake it up, marry it up. And Babes in Toyland will be number 3. I think the switch for me was because if I watch Shake It Up, I have just that episode. I literally don't have no idea what the series is about. Babes in Toyland, yeah, movies back in those days were like that, long and the storyline is always like stretched out into different things.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I would say number 2 would be The Ultimate Christmas Present. And even though I did Twas the Night would be the storyline. Even what I saw with Twitch, and it was more Christmas style. It was definitely, I think, a stronger plot line than The Ultimate Christmas Present and how it was executed.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna put Shake It Up, Marry It Up at the far bottom. Like I said last time, this show is a big reason why I really went on a hiatus with Disney Channel shows. It just wasn't good. It really hurt me. And they didn't learn their lesson. They continued to make more crap until they reached Andy Mack. Again, I'm not saying the cartoons were bad. Gravity Falls is amazing, and that was unfortunately during the time of the Disney Channel shows. So Disney Channel was able to hold on its. It was able to like stand up a little bit because of those shows. But for the series, nah, I wasn't really watching the live action series. So yeah, Shake It Up at the bottom. Coming up next is Babes in Toyland. Babes in Toyland definitely had great sets. Music was alright. I didn't think it was terrible. The lyrics were probably questionable. Barnaby's a very classic, fun-loving villain, and the guy who plays the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz played him, so that's pretty cool. He did a really good job. I think I got pretty much what Babes in Toyland was supposed to be from the start. And the second half with Ed Wynn, oh my god, that was just funny as hell. I am editing that right now, actually planning on releasing tomorrow of recording. And my god, it's so funny. But it is not a fantastic film. It has its problematic issues. It definitely drags. It's honestly a little dated, which I try not to hold back in films, but sometimes it makes it hard to watch. Now, coming up next, this is where it gets really tricky because it's practically neck on neck right here. I think, even though I've held on to this film with a lot of nostalgia for all these years, I am putting The Ultimate Christmas Present at number 2. It's a good film, don't get me wrong, I know you're making faces. I definitely like the whole aspect of changing a Hollywood or Southern California climate into like a blizzard, because as a person who lives in Florida, as we all do here, we all imagine, what if we just had a snowy Christmas? It would be pretty cool. And I really hold up to that, and that's a really fun idea for a movie, and it's a really fun movie. This movie, Bryan Cranston playing a con man, playing a Grinch-style character who stole Santa's job. This was pretty funny. So I'm putting it as number 1. First time viewing, maybe in time I might change my mind, but I really loved this. Oh my god, I didn't know what direction it was going to go in a lot of places, but in the end it really does come together just exactly how you think it would. But the journey along the way, hilarious. The characters, hilarious. acting was pretty great, except the one little stupid little kid. He was using, but everyone else, phenomenal acting. Bryan Cranston, I mean, say no more. But that guy knows sitcoms and dramas, so mix the two a little bit. You got a hit.
We're gonna get T-shirts that say "We hate the little kid" and just
I
have
like
his
that
face.
because
Yeah.
his name was Peter. So please don't get T-shirts that say "We hate Peter."
We hate Peter,
hate-
and it's a picture of that kid on the back. Coming soon to the Etsy shop.
The Review-O-Meter Etsy. Are you gonna start running that one?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, why not? That'd be fun.
Get your very own Review O Peter shirts and Review O
Get
Peter
those
merch.
vinyl stickers. Yep, any merch, hats.
My other podcast is
Def-
Review O Peter.
Review-O-Peter.
And then you get a mug.
How would you all
Just your
rate
face.
my review? So you're reviewing my review.
I put it above my review.
I mean, ours were the same, so I completely agree with you.
Oh, I didn't really tally up the average. It's a little hard with this episode, considering like everyone in the past 4 episodes have kind of been in and out. But I can kind of grasp that Babes in Toyland would be at the bottom. Maybe now I think Bret averaged it to a good second place because Bailey and I had it at second place from the start. But if not that, then it's at the bottom. And the others are kind of like all over the place. Shake It Up is probably next. And then I can imagine most people kind of like being indifferent with Twas the Night or Ultimate Christmas Presents. So that's basically as bare bones of a rating you can really get here for ranking them.
Right, you've heard it here. The best Christmas movie is A Muppet's Christmas Carol. Hey, okay, let's go.
Oh,
Hey,
we-
ho, ho, ho. Merry.
We didn't get to that
Merry
one.
Chrysler.
Yay!
Merry
Well, there
Christ.
is a good chance we could get Muppets in the future. But first, let's continue on with our plugs. So, who has anything they want to plug? Chris,
I've got no more plugs. I
you don't have
used
any
some
more outlets available?
I mean, I already took my earplugs out from earlier, so I ain't got nothing to plug in anymore.
No comment. Michael Shang.
So nothing personal to plug in, but again, thank you. It's a fun time. Thank you for the invite, even though I was only here half the time for this one. But it's a fun time, and yeah, and everyone, please listen. There are different ways to listen. There's you have the
Spotify.
Spotify. And
Apple
PGM
Podcast.
Entertainment there, Apple Podcasts there as well. So there's a bunch of ways. Please listen, subscribe, and yeah, thank you for having me.
And so, just to illiterate that for the podcast alone,
Illiterate.
Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, my YouTube channel, PJM Entertainment. That's what Caesar would say. So, yeah.
I personally listen to it on Apple Podcast,
Follow on Twitter
Okay,
at Review O Peter.
and I get the notifications.
Bret, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Yes, I would love to plug 2 things. My photo page on Facebook. I will give you the link in a minute. And then
you gotta read that link out loud. Just give the
it's
basic URL.
Just Vicious Smile Photography, Vicious Smile Photography, all one word, somewhere on Facebook. And then my Bandcamp, BR37 at bandcamp.com.
All right. Thank you.
That's really all.
Thank you all for being a guest in tonight's recording.
Yeah,
This really
for
was
having me.
an ultimate Christmas present, especially for Michael Shang to actually make it back before we ended the show. I was getting a little worried. We took an hour break in between the watch and restarting the recording because I was like, we gotta wait for Shang. And Bret just chimed in the middle of that at random, and Chris chimed in the middle of the recording, as you all heard. So once again, yeah, thank you for being guest in tonight's show and sharing your reviews. As for me, you can follow this show on Twitter at Review-O-Meter, and you can follow me on Instagram at EwokPeter. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload these podcast episodes, amongst other things, at PJM Entertainment. If you enjoy this show, please go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. So, we just finished our 4th title in this theme, so the holidays have ended, as you can see, as we declared. But it's okay, because we have another theme that we get to pick, and we get to do it at random again. So let's go ahead and activate the review meter shuffler. And the winner is
Marvel.
Marvel. Oh, here
That
we
is so
go.
exciting. Oh my goodness.
So many of you have been waiting for this. We are starting the new year proud. I mean, how excited are you guys? This is honestly pretty big. It could give us a lot of clicks.
This
I'm
could be
very
this could be
excited.
like anything, to be honest.
Yeah, everything Marvel on Disney Plus is
Yeah.
honestly the answer. So even like the
Oh,
old
God,
Spider-Man
no.
stuff, we're gonna get movies. Don't you worry. I'll be amazed if, well, when we got Star Wars, we only had one Star Wars film.
There's a lot of Marvel shows on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But this is exciting. I think this is a one we've all wanted.
Boy, I hope we get Thor: The Dark World.
I mean, I won't be kind in that review, but I mean, with Marvel, I understand there's a high bar, so
Iron Man 3, a Christmas movie.
it is. It's on the shuffler for Christmas that, I guess we have just concluded for the year. All right, so Marvel it is. Thank you for listening to this podcast where we just reviewed Twas the Night, part of our holiday specials on Disney Plus theme. Join us next time when we begin our new theme, Marvel, on Disney Plus, here at, don't make fun of me, here at Review-O-Meter.